Welcome to Follow Your Heart here on the Natural Parent Magazine. I'm Ann Cullen. Thanks for joining me. We're talking about sleep today. So how many of you are trying to figure out how to get your baby to link their sleep cycles? You maybe have been told a baby's sleep cycle is about half that of an adult or older child, so about 40 or 50 minutes. So some people are telling us that we need to get our baby to be able to link at least 2 sleep cycles together so they get about an hour and a half nap. Now, most people aren't saying this in the very, very early weeks because a lot of newborns are pretty sleepy anyways, and they just sleep and feed, all things going well. But after a while, we start to hear, this theory that babies should be able to do that, and that we can encourage it. So let me dispel a couple of myths here about that. First of all, basically, it's not something that can be taught, and it's not something that needs to happen in order for your baby to be healthy and to grow properly. So there's no magic amount of time that your baby needs to sleep. Normal healthy babies in a 24-hour period can, of course, sleep 16 or 18 hours, but they can sleep as few as 10 or 11 in a 24-hour period and be perfectly fine. So there's a huge, huge variance, and they also find their rhythm for when they get their perfect amount of sleep, what's ever perfect for your baby. So some babies sleep much better at night, and they're kind of all over the place in the day, and seem to be having these little 20-minute naps. Well, the purpose of those naps in the daytime is to get them from one sleep period to the next. So as much as it can be a little bit inconvenient, if you have one of those babies that sleeps for a little bit and then is awake and wants to feed some more and be held and all of that, that can be a little bit more tiring than, if you've got a baby that can be put down and will sleep for an hour or two at a time without you needing to do anything or, be holding them. So all babies are different. If you have one of those babies that's frequently waking up, wanting to feed a lot, wanting to be held a lot, it's not necessarily an indication of a problem that needs to be fixed, assuming most other things are going well. Your baby's gaining weight and developing and usually happy. If you're concerned, talk to somebody like myself who understands, feeding, breastfeeding, and what's normal for your baby, and really work one-on-one with you to determine if there is a problem. Because yes, sometimes if you have a baby that's not sleeping for long periods, sometimes there is something going on. So generally speaking, though, it isn't a problem. You don't need to teach your baby about this linking of sleep cycles. So what we're often told is to be close to baby, and when they start to kind of stir, if it's around that time when a sleep cycle will be finishing up, that, we could encourage them to get back to sleep. So of course, sometimes this works out beautifully. If you're baby wearing, it's really easy to catch them kind of stirring and either move and try and get them back off to sleep or breastfeed them. If you're taking a nap with them, you might catch that as well. So if you get them back to sleep and they sleep a bit longer, great. But if you try and try and try, thinking, I must get my baby to sleep longer, I must get my baby to link these sleep cycles together, and it's just feeling, like a big job. It's really ruling your day. You're really concerned because your baby's just not doing it, and you're worried that you're doing something wrong or baby's, got a problem. That's when we need to just relax a little bit and not worry about it so much. So again, really, really general, but overall, don't need to worry about linking sleep cycles and trying to get your baby to sleep a certain amount of time in one big stretch. If you're struggling to cope, or if you really are worried about your particular situation, get in touch with somebody like myself to get some help. Hope that helped you today, and as always, remember to follow your heart. Until next time, bye.